What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the Raptor. For right now, we're inside my spare bedroom because it just started raining outside, but we got a package from CARABC or CARABC. I'm not really sure how to say their name, but they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to install this in the Raptor. Let's take a look at what we got. And what we have is a new screen. Now, you guys know I do have the Tesla style 14-inch screen in the Raptor now. I love it, no problems, no complaints. But they asked me if I wanted to test this out, and I figured, why the heck not? Let me show you guys what it is, how it works, what my thoughts are, and my overall review of it. Now, I'm not going to review it directly to the Tesla screen because that wouldn't be fair. This is like an OEM replacement. So this is going to have all the OEM functions and features, but you're not going to have any of the background Android stuff like you do on the Tesla screen. At least, that's my understanding. Also, hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I noticed in my last few videos I was kind of quiet. I didn't notice that during editing. So I picked up some new DJI mini mics and hopefully you can hear me a lot better. Inside the box we have, well, the screen obviously. We also have manual and auto AC control panels. So that's nice depending on what you have. You've got instructions, you've got wiring, and you've got some trim pieces here. And they actually also include some tools. That's nice. This looks like some screws, some hardware, some clips, stuff like that. And again, just another couple of pieces here for the trim. Out here in the Raptor, I've already removed the Tesla screen. It's sitting right there. I also removed my ADD device mount. It goes up there. So now we have this ready to go. So we've got to get the Tesla screen inside and disassembled because all the factory bits are in the back there. And then we have to go ahead and get those transferred over to the new screen. So I'm going to go ahead and get inside. It is starting to rain out here. We're going to have a couple hours of rain. And it's going to get cool out here, so that'll be kind of nice. And then we'll finish up this and get this installed today. Now my plan is to have this in the truck for a week, give you guys an overall review of how I feel about it. I'm going to put initial thoughts on the Facebook group because everybody is highly anticipating a few people installing this screen. So I'm going to give some initial thoughts once I get this installed, probably tomorrow after driving to work with it and just interacting with it. But I'm going to leave this installed for at least 1 week and then finish up this video and give you guys my overall review. Alright, before it starts absolutely pouring, I'm going to get this screen inside and we're going to go ahead and get started. Alright, first thing we had to do in this mess of parts is remove that from the back of here. I went ahead and unscrewed the circuit panels so they are loosely sitting there. And the first step in assembly on the new radio is putting the AC controls inside of this guy. You can see here the instructions. Tells you how to do that. Tells you the circuit panel when you put that on, what screws to use, everything like that as well. So next, I'm going to go ahead and install that onto that. Let's go. Alright, so you can see all the initial screws are in, and it does call for different screws in different places, so make sure you pay attention to that on the instructions. I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. The first step technically was to put this part on it here. So I'm going to do that now. Even though the AC controls are already done, that's not a big deal. We're going to go ahead and put those on. I transferred the buttons over from the factory radio and the rubber piece from the factory radio as well. Alright, next step, we've got the 2 ribbons hooked back up there, and we've got this like control panel housing screwed in with those 3 screws there, there, and there. Next, it's looking like we're going to install the metal board on the back of the radio. Alright guys, I got the factory vents pulled out and I've transferred over a couple of the things there, and the buttons are transferred over as well. So, for all intents and purposes, this is ready to go in. I do have to swap over one more thing to this, and then the bottom trailer controller, that stays in the truck. That's actually attached in the truck, so we don't have to change that over, but we do have to move over the knob that's going to go right there. Alright, also included in the kit is this like jumper harness, whatever you want to call this. It's going to go between the factory module and the factory wiring, so that you're going to hook that up there. And then these connections are going to go to the back of the screen. So I'm going to go outside to the truck, throw this harness in, show you how it mounts, and then we'll go ahead and get the screen in. Alright guys, I think we're ready to get out of the spare bedroom and back out to the truck. Let's go ahead and get the screen installed, and I'll show you what I did out there before getting to this point. Alright, so you can see the vents removed, everything is removed. That is included with this kit, and the factory module is installed behind it. I can't really get a good angle on it, but they also included screws, so I used those screws to mount that. That's going to be stuck in there. The only 2 wires that are going to be coming to the front is this teal one and the white one right over there. You do have to pop the center console out, which was pretty easy. And you have to do that because of the tab, that orange tab right there, that's holding the vent trim in. All I had to do was pop up on the back here and pull back, and as I did that, everything came loose. All right, let's go ahead and throw the screen in now. Okay guys, it's clipped into place. I believe all the wiring is hooked up. So, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. All right, we're back. Technical difficulty. The instructions do state that if you have any issues with the screen, you have to unplug, plug back in. Now I believe once that's completed and the full screen works, then we should be good. So let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, so far so good. All right, so you guys can see it's loaded. Don't pay attention to my address. I think might have to set up. Yeah, I probably have to set up my phone again because I went from the Android system back to the factory system. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and finish installing all the trim down here, get the center console back in place, plug back in this plug, and get it wrapped back up. And then we'll go ahead and actually test this thing out. I forgot the only other thing to note is up top, I can't reinstall my ADD device mount. This is a little bit too thick and it pushes up against it and doesn't allow the holes to line up. Now I can probably do some adjusting and everything. I'm just not going to do that right now because it's not that important right now to me. But if this is something that I'm going to keep in the truck, I do want to make sure I can get that device mount reinstalled because it is something that I use every single day. I just wanted to show you guys a couple things here. So this is with my MagicBox. This is going to be a little bit different than what you are going to experience unless you have a MagicBox or something similar. And that basically gives you wireless CarPlay. So this is wireless CarPlay. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this for now so I can show you the actual radio, which is right there. So you can see you've got all your standard settings and everything. You've got your apps, navigation should pop up. Yep, navigation, your phone. You've got your climate control on the radio if you want to do it that way. And then audio is just the different sources, AM, FM, XM, whatever. You can see that there. Now, settings, you can see it says Lincoln Way. That's going to be something because this is based off of a Lincoln screen. Maybe eventually they'll do an update, software update or something like that, and you guys will be able to update that and it'll say Ford. With that being said, there is a USB cord that's included that's in the back of the radio. Make sure you just run that to like your glove box or wherever you want to have it accessible so that if there are any updates, you can go ahead and update using that USB cord. Alright guys, that wraps up this portion of the video. I'm going to let this go for about a week. Next weekend I will wrap this up and then I'll get this out to you guys as soon as possible. I am going to go ahead and test this out going back and forth to work, just doing daily activities, commuting, whatever, and I'll let you guys know how much I like it or dislike it. This is going to be an honest review. I don't really have any obligation to give them a positive review even though they did send this to me. So when I say if I like it or dislike it, it's definitely going to be the truth for you guys. Alright, I'll see you guys in about a week. Hey guys, what's going on? It's been not quite a week, but almost a week. Today is Saturday, so it's been 6 days or so. I don't remember exactly when I installed this, but we're going to go ahead and call it a week. I've been using the radio, driving back and forth to work, running errands, going to the gym, etc. Using it for Apple CarPlay mostly. I've used it for FM just a little bit here and there. But overall, the radio works really, really well. Really no complaints at all. I didn't have to do any updates. I didn't have any issues. I didn't have anything go wrong with it. Screen has stayed on, no problems literally at all to report back to you guys. So I don't know if I got lucky or if they've done a lot of updates since I've seen like some horror stories or some bad stuff previously with this radio. But honestly, it's perfect. 10 out of 10, no problems at all. So if we go back to earlier in the week, my only complaint, which is still a complaint, and this is my OCD, this isn't, this may not be your OCD or you may not care at all, but it's just the color of the bezel. The color of the bezel is like this silver color. You can see here we've got like that gray that comes on the Raptors, and then over here on the vents is that carbon look. I don't know how to really explain how that looks, but you've got that color there. So I don't like that there's 3 different colors. I don't mind the carbon look because it matches the center console and the vents and everything. So really, that's my only complaint. And again, that's just me being picky, me being anal. I don't like the silver, but it is what it is. You guys may not care at all. I did do a little bit of research, and if you do care about that, like I do, you can get F150 side vents that will match. It will match that silver. I found them on eBay. They weren't too expensive, and that's something that you could do in the future if you want everything to match. Squirrel. I think that pretty much wraps up this video. There's not much more to talk about. I did the install. I went over my review. I ran it for about a week. And like I said, everything's great. It works really well. If you guys want to upgrade your factory stereo to a bigger screen, this is absolutely the way to go. I don't know of many other options out there, to be honest. I just know of like the big Tesla screen, which is what I had in here before. And they're like Android based, and then you can still run the factory system, but they're mostly Android based. So yeah, if you want to upgrade your screen to a bigger screen and update the interior of your Raptor or F150, I suppose, definitely go with CARABC's radio. It's pretty good. And to let you guys know, they did give me a discount code. So if you guys want to order it and use the discount code, I don't get paid off of that. It's not affiliate marketing or anything. It's just strictly for you guys to use. It's 15% off, and the code is WobbleNuts15. I'll also go ahead and drop a direct link to the radio. With my discount code, it should work, I believe. If not, then just throw that WobbleNuts15 into checkout. If the link doesn't work for some reason, let me know. If the discount code doesn't work for some reason, definitely let me know. But if the link doesn't work, you should be able to put the discount code into your checkout, and that should take that 15% off for you. All right, I'm going to wrap this up here. The ownership video is going to be coming next. I just hit 1 year with the Raptor, literally like yesterday or the day before. So with that being said, it's time for me to do an update video. It's time for me to do an ownership video. I'll let you guys know my likes, my dislikes, what I've had to spend over this past year, what my issues have been, my positives, everything like that. All right, enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and end this. Don't forget to like and subscribe, of course. If you guys have any questions about the radio, about the install, comment down below. I always reply back to every comment. So again, if you guys have any questions, comments, whatever, drop them down below and I'll be sure to get back to you. All right, and until the next one, you guys take care.